All right. Welcome everybody. Hello there. Tonight is an exciting night. For me at least, it's night where I live. Today we are backtesting. We are backtesting live. I wanted to backtest anyways, so I thought why not do it live? Who knows? Last time we had three viewers, one, two, three, that joined and stayed throughout the whole live stream, which was really cool. Today, who knows? We may have four. We will see, I guess. All right. Let me actually check if we are live or not. If you are, all right. Hello. Hi there, Nels. How are you doing? I guess we are live since we have like the first comment, and I hope the sound quality is good. Let me just charge my iPod for 1 second before we begin. Okay. We're good to go. Hello. Welcome, everybody. Nice to see you here. So today we are backtesting. Just give me 1 second, everyone. All right, I figured it out. I have this backtesting session on what instrument is that? It is an MYM 4-hour time frame with like 420 bucks. Not bad at all. Not bad at all. I like it. Now I know that the chart in the screen is maybe somewhere around here in your point of view. So if you cannot see that, I would suggest going full screen and pretty much let's dive in. Let's dive in the backtesting session. Let me actually take a look if we are actually live because I have some issues. All right, perfect. Okay, it seems that the comments seem to not be coming as fast as I wanted, but that's okay. I'm going to create a new session. I'm currently in TradeZella, but you can do that in TradingView as well. If you're using TradingView or any charting platform, really, I'm pretty sure that there is a backtesting feature available. Let me check. Yeah, okay. I'm in the right tab. So I'm currently in TradingView. As you can see, we are in NQ and the market just opened. So you can backtest if you want in NQ by clicking here, the replay button. So in TradingView, what I love to do, you can select the bar. However, a really cool trick that I would suggest you guys do if you ever want to backtest is select the random bar tool. So if I click on that, it will take me to a random point in time. So right now we are in 2017. There are no practically lines on my screen. And I'm pretty sure I can remove the replay button, to be honest, but I don't know how. I will figure it out, I swear. And you can pretty much start looking at higher time frames, marking things up, and then proceed to your backtesting and pretty much play around like it's a live environment. Greetings from South Africa. Wow, that's super cool. Greetings from Greece, all the way to South Africa. Wow, two people from South Africa. What are you guys doing? It's really late in your location because I know that it's late in my location. So what I wanted to do before we begin and dive into this backtesting session is kind of check if I'm live or not. I know that I am, but let me just take a look. Okay, I guess I am live. Uh, Let me know, guys, from which part of the world you're joining in. I'm in Greece, of course. I'm half Greek, half Filipino. I can see some South Africans here. Love that. Nels says that it's really late. You shouldn't be here. You should be sleeping. But I guess the back testing is also a nice way to get things going and pretty much fall asleep peacefully and dream about the charts. For some reason, I cannot see my live stream on my phone, and I'm starting to panic. All right, 5:25, 27. Okay, right now here it's 1:30 in the morning. Okay, this cannot be real. It says that we have like 14 people watching, which I don't believe. So I'm just going to ignore that. And let's dive into the backtest session. So I want this to be like educational for you guys as well, right? I want to know if we're all familiar with the trendline trading strategy, with what backtesting is, how it works, if we've ever backtested before. So let me know in the chat if this is something that you have done. 3:28 p.m. Wow. all over the world. That's great. So I want to make sure that everyone is familiar with backtesting. How much money did you start? Nels, that's a great question. So here's the thing. I started with 3.5K. Um, and then, I'm trading with NinjaTrader, and it's a fairly new account. I used to trade with IBKR. Then I didn't like IBKR. I paper traded for like a month or two, and then I opened the NinjaTrader account. So now I have around like 5, 6 months worth of data in my NinjaTrader account, and I started the account with 3.5K. Every single month, I made sure to add at least like $500, and let me see what else happened. Yeah, so overall, it's like I was trading with 5K, 6K. I have to look at my broker statement, guys, to kind of see like how much money I've added. So yeah, added money from my Revolut account, and maybe we can all check together how much money I've truly added to my NinjaTrader account. So for example, here, let me show you my phone. So I'm currently in my Revolut account. For those that live in Europe, they know what Revolut is. So it's pretty practically like Wise, like a like a bank account, right? And this is where I send money to NinjaTrader. So as you can see, these are the deposits. Let me see. Yep, 500, 500, oop, 2,600, stuff like that. So if we calculate all of this money that I've sent to NinjaTrader, maybe we can calculate the amount um, that I've, submitted. But yeah, overall, that's it. Okay, let's start. Let's start with backtesting. Someone says that I am being, I like, I'm not working properly. Like I'm being cut off. So let me know if the sound quality is good, if the, I don't know, the video quality is good, and we can get started. Let me see if we have any other questions. I love backtesting when starting to trade a new instrument. That's perfect. That's actually the reason of backtesting. If you're not really familiar with the instrument that you're trading, I highly, highly encourage backtesting it first. So I'm not going to backtest in TradingView. I am going to backtest in TradeZella. In TradeZella, in order to backtest, you need to pay, of course, for a subscription. But again, earlier I showed the way where you can backtest in TradingView. Guys, today, honestly, I want to trade my favorite instrument. I mean, we can go ahead and pick an instrument, but I was thinking that maybe we can start off with the German index, just because I love the German index. It's the instrument which I have like the biggest win rate. And if you are not into the German index, please go ahead and trade it right now because the price action looks beautiful. So I'm gonna name the session. All right, all good now. Thank you, Gabriel. I'm gonna name the session backtesting, I guess. Backtesting. Backtesting the German with capital letters index. I'm not going to attach a playbook. I hope you guys know the playbooks that we're working with. If not, I'm going to explain it to you as we progress. And from futures, I'm going to select the micro version of the German index, which is FDX. Oh, it's not. Which is, come on, it should be FDXS. FD. Okay, it seems that I cannot click on the German index for some reason. Okay, cool. And I didn't know that. So it seems that the German index is not available to backtest here in TradeZella. So what I'm gonna do is pretty much go over to Platinum. Do we like Platinum? You got this. Thank you. Yeah, I'm kind of anxious in these live streams. Kind of anxious, not gonna lie. All right, so let's start with Platinum. Why not? We could do gold. We could do whatever instruments you guys want. And let's start with a realistic capital. So as you know, Platinum is like on the expensive side. It's $5 per tick to trade Platinum. So if you have a small capital like me, not a good option to trade Platinum, especially if you don't have experience. Not gonna lie, this month for me, is a red month. I'm not gonna lie, it's a red month. Maybe we can dive into that later on, maybe at the end of August. I've had 5 months, 4 or 5 months. Yeah, I believe it was 5 months green, and this is practically my first red month on my Ninja Trader account. And I would say it's because of Platinum and because I took some dumb decisions which I shouldn't. I had an awesome trade the previous month in Platinum. I was up almost 4,000 US dollars. And this month, I felt so, I don't know, after a record month, you feel so confident, you feel so in line with the markets, and you start getting a little bit cocky. And this is when the market is always going to humble you, I guess. It will always humble you. And this is what happened. I and this is why I'm getting into backtesting again and kind of like all of my trades, refining my setups, look what I did wrong in the past and kind of learning from it. All right. Hello there, Tori. Beautiful. Nice. Awesome. Yeah, it's a truly expensive instrument. Thank you for joining. Now I'm getting more anxious. Now I'm getting more anxious. Earlier in the stream, I said that I'm getting anxious. Now I'm getting even more anxious. So let's backtest. Let's start with a realistic capital. And maybe for platinum, we could start with 20K. I'm gonna put 20,000. And I'm only, is it 20,000? And I'm only gonna trade with one, literally with just one contract throughout the whole process. And then we can trade other instruments. So instead of backtesting the German index, I'm gonna say backtesting platinum. This is the name of our backtesting session, guys. Backtesting platinum. Let's start a date. And just so people know that I do this randomly, I would love for someone to drop a year. Literally every single year from 2017, just so I can pick one year, pick a random month, pick a random date, because people may assume that I have looked into platinum and I have looked into a setup that I want to start the backtesting, which I wouldn't do that, but this is why I want someone to drop me a year. And it may take some time for the answers to appear in the chat. So let me just go over and see the live stream from my phone and kind of check if we have any. All right. 2020. Lisa was the first. I'm going to put 2020. Awesome. I'm going to select randomly 2020, June, 4th of June. 4th of June, is this a good day to trade? I don't know. Let's see. And I'm going to put as an end this one. Cool. So let's create a session. All right. Awesome. Now, of course, I trade in the 4-hour time frame. So we are going to trade in the 4-hour time frame. And maybe as a challenge, I can go ahead and try out different time frames. The first thing I do in TradeZella when I backtest is I delete the volume because the volume always appears here. So I make sure to delete that. And of course, as you guys know, we want to do our top down analysis. And this practically what we need to do is just go ahead and look at higher time frames, draw all of our lines, all of our important levels, and kind of navigate through the charts. Okay. I'm going to do a super fast chart analysis, but I want to make sure that it's a correct one. Because the first trade is always important. Really, really important. Okay. What can we do here? We can draw an upward line, just like that. Beautiful. Awesome. I'm going to keep it green. Now, downward trend line. Beautiful. I'm going to paint that red. And this is pretty much everything that has to do with the weekly time frame. Now let's go back. Let's go all the way down to the daily. Let's go all the way down to the daily. What can we do here? We can definitely drag and drop this, kind of make this match our most recent point. It seems that there are some support and resistance areas here, really important ones, but let me go ahead and take a look at the weekly again. Okay, looking back at the daily. Awesome. Let me check real quick. All right, cool. Love that. I'm not gonna draw any horizontal lines as of now, but I can definitely come in steeper with a downward trend line. Awesome. And let's go to the 4-hour time frame. 4-hour time frame. One more trend line here. There we go. And also let's make sure that we draw an upward trend line. For anyone that's just joining in, we're doing a backtesting session in Platinum. Someone, Lisa, I believe, picked the date, the year that we are backtesting today. So let's do that. Okay. We have our trend lines in place. This is everything that we need to have in our charts, but something is missing. And you guys already know what is missing. The horizontal lines are missing over here. So let me just go ahead and grab the horizontal line tool and kind of see where I can place some lines. Cool, cool, cool. And I'm going to explain why I place them there. I just place them really, really, pretty much. I feel like I've placed so many horizontal lines in my life. I just take a look and then I place the lines at the most obvious places, right? So I placed one here just because here we have a support. Again, support, 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 a lot of support happening here. I need that support in my life. And one price goes from the other side. We have resistance, resistance, resistance. Cool. And I want to keep my focus on the most recent price action. So I want to come in and pretty much just observe the most recent price action. What is going on here? What is happening? I feel like this is a really accurate horizontal line. We have multiple touch points. Cool. We love Platinum. We do love Platinum. Someone asks, what time do you go live on Discord or in Circle inside Tourist community? So the live streams are being handled by another coach, Michon. He trades the New York Open. I sometimes do the Sunday setups. So every single Sunday, I love analyzing the market and kind of doing a backtesting session with the students. Really, really cool. Love that. Such a cool experience. As of now, you cannot join Tourist community. However, you can join the wait list. So let me go ahead and grab the link for the wait list for anyone that is interested in joining. Right now, the community is closed. You cannot really join. So let me just go ahead and grab the link real quick. torytrades.com. You want to put your email there, and once it reopens, because we're working on something really cool. You definitely don't want to miss it. Really cool, guys. We're literally putting our hearts and soul into what we do every day. We try to help traders achieve profitability, have trading as a full-time income, or just as a side hustle, honestly. I personally, and this is like me having a small rant, I would never imagine in such a quick period of time that I would have trading as such an important source of income in such a quick time. And I'm teaching my friends how to trade as well. So my best friend, I'm teaching her how to trade. She doesn't know anything about candlesticks, anything about charts, and she asks me questions all the time, and that I don't even know. But you don't need to know everything when it comes to trendline trading. This is the cool part, because even at the end of the day, even like $1,000 per month, $500 per month, damn it, even like $100 per month. This is something. This is literally a lot of money for some people. So, do you do trading full time now? Nels, I don't do trading full time. I mean, for the last months, I technically could, just because I was able to generate uh, practically the amount of money that I was getting when I was being paid in my minimum wage job. So I've worked waiter, I've worked at Starbucks, I've worked cybersecurity companies, and some months I've generated more money in my trading, which is really cool. That's a huge conversation to open up. That's a huge topic. That's a huge topic. It needs a whole live stream on its own. So let me just go ahead and copy the link. This is the link to join the community in case you guys want to join. It's not open. But right now there is a, yeah, what is it? What am I saying? There is a link for you to join the waitlist. All right, let's continue with the backtesting. All right, cool, cool, cool. Let's continue with the backtesting. So what do I see here? What do I see? Do I see a 3 touch point trend line? I see definitely 3 touch point trend line here. And we could also say that this is a 3 touch point trend line. Now let's continue with the candles and see if we're able to get into a position. And I want to make sure that I don't rush with the candles, right? Just so we can just so we can practically take the right decisions. Everything is about risk management here. Literally everything. Whatever decision we make, we want to make sure that we protect our capital at all cost. So even if it's a losing trade, if it's a winning trade, the number one priority, and this is something that I will always talk about, the number one priority is protecting your capital. Cool. 3 touch point trend line. Is it going to break? Are we going to get into a long position? It seems that it's about to break both our downward trend line and our key level here. However, we need to calculate the cost. Let's see first if it breaks or not. Cool. This thing right here indicates long positions. Would you guys take this long position? And tell me why. Don't just tell me yes or no. Explain everything, please. All right, cool. So we are in platinum. We're looking at platinum, and price has formed. We're practically tracking price with downward trend lines and upward trend lines. This is a downward trend line that we have in the 4-hour time frame, and this is the upward trend line. In the 4-hour time frame specifically, what we want to look is if this trend line has a week's worth of data. And we can see that this trend line has a month's worth of data. It started all the way back to the 20th of May until the 22nd of June, right? Here, we're thinking long positions because price is now breaking this downward trend line, as well as the double confirmation here. We have point A, point B, point C. So we have a 3 touch point trend line break. Let's calculate the loss though. We are working with a 20K account. I want to keep things as realistic as possible. Platinum is super expensive. Let's see if we can come in steeper. Okay. We could definitely do something like this just so we can minimize the cost. If we were to place our stop loss here and put it at 888, 888, date. Come on. 888 dot something dot 10. Okay. Why it doesn't appear here? Oh, because I haven't input in quarter contracts. Yeah, I have to put one contract. Okay, we're risking 2,000 if our stop loss gets all the way down here. Do we want to risk 2,000 bucks in a real life scenario? I don't think so. So let's minimize that. Let's put our stop loss on the other side of this steeper safety line to cut our risk. 823, 823, 823. 1,500. Not too shabby. Not too bad. I see Nels replying to some questions. Thank you guys for helping each other. That's great. So let's place our long position. Let's place our long position. Cool. And continue with the candles. Moment of truth, everyone. Okay. Not exactly what I was hoping for. We all thought the planet was going to go to the upside and explode. It didn't. Let's see if this trend line is being respected. Of course, what we can do is minimize the risk as this progresses. So it seems that this trade is not going to work out, but that's fine. Cool, cool, cool. All right, all right, all right, all right. It seems that it bounced off of it. Let's see. We are in profit. Now, keep in mind that from the moment we entered our trade, a lot of candles have passed by. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 candles, 6 whole candles. This is one day. We're in this trade for one day. We're one day in drawdown. We're potentially losing money for one day. And after 24 hours, we're back, we break even. So the 4-hour time frame is not for the faint of heart. I tell you guys, it's not. Let's continue to see what's going on. Cool, cool, cool. And here what we can do is just continue minimizing our risk. So as price continues, we take the stop loss and we drag it all the way up. And look at that. This is such a cool thing. This is such a cool thing. This trade may result in a loss, but from 1,500 bucks that we were risking originally, our stop loss is less than half now. So this is some good risk management here. Some great risk management. Let me also readjust this line, put it all the way here. Cool, cool, cool. All right, something like that. Oh. Is everybody following along? Let me know. If you have any questions, I'm here to answer them. Let's see. Platinum is just killing me. Come on, baby. Come on. All right, all right, all right. Seems like we are second consolidation. Not gonna lie. Seems like we're second consolidation. Let's see. Let's stay true to the strategy and let's just follow along the safety line. Cool. Need to drag it a little bit tighter. And let's see. All right. It didn't close below our... Okay. Now our stop loss got hit. Damn. That's a big ass candle. So first trade loss. We were originally risking 1,500. We ended up with a minus 500 bucks loss. Let's continue with the back testing. This was only our first trade. So let's continue. Let's readjust our lines. Let's delete this one. Doesn't make sense to us anymore. And let's see if we can readjust this one. I feel like it is okay for now. It is okay. Let me put that here, point B here, and let's continue. Let's continue to see if we find some more opportunities. Cool, cool, cool. Lisa is trading the 5-minute micro crude oil. Crude oil is just crude lately. It is faking everyone out, and I cannot imagine the amount of fake outs in the 5-minute. Yep, it was this was a big candle. Let's see. Okay. All right. To adjust that here. I cannot imagine the life of a scalper, guys. The life of a scalper, because I trade the 4-hour. I don't hold my positions for that long, which I'm actively working on, by the way. But trading the 5-minute, this will be so stressful. I feel like I would need to watch the charts every single candle or every single, I don't know, second that the price moves. I just find peace in the higher time frames, not gonna lie. Cool. Let me pause for a little bit and kind of reassess our horizontal lines because they're important. Today's Friday, so as you can see here, it says Friday. So since we're in the 4-hour time frame, I feel like just taking a look at the horizontal lines every single week and readjusting them makes sense. I feel like this is a good area to put our horizontal line now. And we could definitely add one here. Hmm. Let's take a look at previous data. Okay. Okay. Let me close that just so that it doesn't interfere with the screen. I see some touch points here for sure. Do we have enough touch points on this horizontal one? We have resistance here, support. Okay, cool. And I feel like we're good to go. We're good to go. Let's continue with the candles. Awesome. All right. All right. And this is also like a good exercise for you guys, right? So we're watching the same chart. I want you to think before we place the trades if you were about to take the setup or not. I feel like the previous one was an A plus, but we all got faked out in this part of the game. Now we're focusing on the next ones. And let's see. Ideally, what I would love for the price of platinum to do right now is something like this. And let me go ahead and utilize the path tool. If price of platinum does something like that, I would feel okay placing a trade. But I'm kind of skeptical because we have a lot of rangy motion here. So probably I will add another horizontal level. Just like this. I feel like this makes sense. Do we all agree with the horizontal levels? Do we all agree with these ones? Let me delete this one and continue. Maybe we can get some double confirmations here again. But I feel like it will be too high risk if we were to take this trade. Let's continue with the candles. Let's continue with the candles, everybody. This cannot be real. Cool. Awesome. Alrighty. We're heading to the upside. We're heading to the upside. So this trend line so far has one touch point and a lot of touch points here. I wouldn't count it as just one touch point. I can see 4 single touch points, but they're so close to each other that it's fair for one person to just say that this is one touch point, all right? It seems that price of platinum is just consolidating at the moment. Our first trade was not a success, but that's perfectly fine. We're moving on. Okay. Would you guys take this trade? Yes or no? We have a downward trend line, point A here, a lot of touch points here, and it seems that we have double confirmation. Again, I'm skeptical because if we were to utilize our OG lines, and I love working with OG lines, this would be a high risk setup. This would be an insanely high risk setup. What we could do again is track price deeper with this line over here. Something like that. Double confirmation. Someone says double confirmation. I totally agree. We have double confirmation. But again, I want to pay attention to the risk. So let's see how much money I would be risking if I were to trade again. One contract and our stop loss goes all the way down to 825. One contract and our stop loss goes to 825. We're risking 1,240 bucks. 1,240 bucks. Let me take a look at the daily time frame real quick. I want to utilize the confluence of higher time frames to kind of see. Okay, cool. Cool. Let's place one. Let's just buy one. The thing is, I'm not feeling that confident about it. I mean, it's a fair break. It's honestly fair. Point A here, multiple points here, double confirmation. It seems like a valid setup. Let's just buy one contract of platinum with our stop loss being all the way down here. Cool. Let's continue. Hope this is not a fake out. Awesome. Awesome. We are progressing with the candles. That's nice. Cool, cool, cool. Cool, cool, cool. We are in a small profit at the moment. Really small profit. Every profit is welcome. So what we can do now? What we can do now? The number one thing that we can do is just track our stop loss. Boop, 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 all the way up, just so we minimize our risk. I would wait if it break the yellow line properly. That's fair. That's totally fair. It seemed that the body of the candle clearly pierced through the horizontal line, and we're in the 4-hour time frame. So we have a lot of hours to decide if we want to get into this trade or not. For now, from this view, progressing 30 minutes for every second is 30 minutes, as we can see here. It seems that this was a convincing break of the horizontal line as well. So we are continuing with the candles. Let's see what happens here. Okay, now I'm getting a little anxious just because price seems to be doing that a lot. Here's the thing. If price closes below this key level of mine, the double confirmation setup is being invalidated, so probably I will close this trade with a small fee, but let's see. Let's close that trade. Or actually, let's just continue with it. Why not? Let's just continue with it. All right, trade closed. I would personally close a trade once price stayed below the horizontal line, just because the double confirmation setup for me is invalidated. Hope that made sense. Cool, cool, cool. Second trade, second loss. Let's continue. We are in platinum, and as you can see, we have managed our risk perfectly, to be honest. We could have managed this one better, but I want to pretty much let this trade play out. We are currently minus $1,300. So let's go ahead and readjust our lines. This can all change with the trade, right? I feel like I will place maybe 5 trades in each instrument to try things out and kind of see how everything goes. Definitely after this thing happened, what we can do is readjust our horizontal lines. This seems to be a level that is really important. We have multiple touch points here, as you can see. I'm going to put it right over here. Resistance, 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 a ton of resistance. So price now seems to be stuck in this range. Boop. Who knows? Let's continue with the candles. I didn't like this trade because it didn't form a higher low. I agree, and I always look at that in my trades. But it was a fair break. It was a fair break with double confirmation. So I want to test that out as well. Personally, in my trading, I always look for some type of like a higher low, to be honest. At least this is what I've observed works better. Let's continue with my trading, but of course you can use a ton of confluences if you want. Okay, let me delete this line since it's not accurate anymore, and I'm going to also delete this one. All right, all right, all right. Let's see. Okay. Cool, cool, cool. Let me track price deeper with the lines and see which one gets respected or not. Also, let me go ahead again and take a look at the daily time frame. We have ignored the daily for a really long time, which we shouldn't do that. So let's just zoom out and see like the overall picture. What do we see here? Okay, not a lot of things here. Hello there, Maxi. How are you doing? I don't notice anything specific in the daily time frame. We have here a resistance, here is our support. Moving down to the 4 hour. Let's continue. Cool, cool, cool. I feel like I definitely want to wait for price to exit this range that it seems to be stuck in for the past how many months? For the past 1 month, it's been stuck in this range. And so far it has faked us out twice. We took a 3 touch point trendline break, and the other one I would say it was a 2 touch point trendline break. Delete this one. And let's see if price of platinum is going to exit the range it's in. We have our downward trend line. As of now, our downward trend line has 2 touch points. Our upward trend line has 3-ish touch points. No, has 4 touch points. Cool. Let's take a look. 1 in the morning. Here it's 2. 2 in the morning. 2:05, guys. And we're here backtesting. We're grinding, honestly. Damn. Love that. Love that for us. A backtesting session never hurts. Never hurts. It's the other way around. I would say the backtesting is the way for you guys to fast track your trading journey. We literally have all of the data and all of the instruments that we want. Now, of course, we want to trade the German index, but we didn't because TradeZella doesn't have the German index as of now. But it has a ton of futures that are popular, including gold, including oil. I saw some crude oil. I saw some gold happening. Maybe some NQ. I saw that happening as well. All right. Again, price is trying to escape this range of hours. Oh my gosh. Let's take an educated position here. The last 2 times, price has faked us out. It has faked us out completely. For now, okay, I feel more confident in this one, I would say, and let me explain why. So we can see that once we're in this range, platinum is just bouncing back and forth. Resistance, support, support, resistance, resistance, support, and then after that point, once it bounced off of the support, it went all the way up to the resistance, and it couldn't really make it to the support. It couldn't really reach this level. So it seems that platinum is just hanging out in the top part of the range, which for me signifies that there could be a breakout to the upside happening, right? Something like that. Why do you like German index so much? I like the German index because it respects trend lines a lot, to be honest. It has such a beautiful price action. And I feel like have the biggest win rate in the German index. Um, yeah, that's why I like the German index. In every single time frame, guys, try it, and then I'm gonna show you some examples that I saw today that I shared with some of our students in the community. Really, really cool examples. Okay, let's just continue this candle for 30 minutes. Okay, okay. Third time. Third time price does that to us. Third freaking time. Would you guys take this trade here or not? I got figured out last week at Platinum. Me too. Better than Platinum? Yeah, it's my personal favorite. My personal favorite, right? Everybody has their own personal favorites. Some people like gold, some people like platinum, some people like the German index, me. Um, the thing is, I feel, to be honest with y'all at this moment, I feel traumatized with the last two trades. I don't want to have a third loss in a row, right? So I want to be truly convinced that this is the direction that price goes. I want to be fully convinced that we're heading to the upside, honestly. Um, and let's continue the candle for 30 more minutes. Okay, we didn't do too much. Okay, we're pushing to the upside. How much money we're risking in this trade? Stop loss. I'm gonna put my stop loss right down here. 829. 829. Risking 1,400. Let's continue 30 minutes. Cool. So this seems to be a 2 touch point trendline break. With double confirmation, I feel like I'm gonna pass up on this trade, to be honest. I'm going to pass up on this trade. Let's see. Let's see. Let's see. Let's see. Okay. Let me enter with one contract here and let's put our stop loss here. Okay, cool. Come on now. Come on. Third time. I'm honestly gonna put my stop loss here just to protect my capital. Again, I entered because of the double confirmation. If price cannot stay above the double confirmation, I feel like I want to exit the trade. All right. Just give me 1 second. There are a lot of notifications coming in. Okay. Cool, 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 cool. All right. We're progressing, we're progressing. Slow and steady. Slow and steady to the upside, guys. Slow and steady to the upside. Do you guys hear the notifications or is it just me? Because if you guys don't hear that, that's perfectly fine. It seems that there's like a bing 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 every single second, and I didn't want to interrupt with the live stream. Let's continue with the candles. All right, cool. Price has finally progressed into our favor. So let's just wait for one more candle to see what's going on. Crawling, yeah, it's crawling. Honestly, it's just crawling at the moment. Just give me 1 second, guys, because the notifications are messing with me a lot. Let's see if I can eliminate the notifications. Okay. Just give me 1 second, everybody. Cool. Cool. All right. So let's track price steeper. This is I'm gonna keep that here, but I want to keep it dotted. Uh, I'm not gonna utilize it as our safety line, of course. If price explodes into our favor, then yes, I'm going to utilize that as a safety line. For now, I just want to have it here just in case to see if price respects it or not. Okay. So let's continue. Cool, 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 cool. It's literally crawling to the upside. It's struggling, but it's getting there. Hopefully. Come on, come on, come on. You got it. You got it. I believe in you, Platinum. All right. In this scenario, we could definitely close our trade. If we were to enter with 2 contracts, we could scale out. I would personally exit at the moment just because it price broke our steeper trend line, and I don't want to risk any of the profits that I'm currently in. That's my totally honest, fair opinion. Price of platinum could continue to the upside. For now, since we're in with 1 contract, I'm just going to take the 800 bucks. Cool. Closing my position. Actually, let me just continue for like another 30 minutes to see. Okay, okay, still in our position. Cool. Let's readjust that and continue. Wow, the way that I changed my mind. Tories news are out. Cool. Tories news are out. If you're waiting for the on the wait list, guys, news are out. We've got an email. Yes. Everybody has got an email. Let's continue. Cool, cool, cool. It's crawling to the upside. Let me see. All right. So for now, in a real life scenario, what I would do is I would pretty much start tracking price, start tracking my stop loss around this safety line and giving it a bunch of wiggle room, right? Um, as price progresses and we can see that it doesn't hit our stop loss, we readjust the point B of the trend line to the new wick that we're presented with. And we are now tracking price across this new trend line. Let me know if that made sense, everyone. Are you guys still looking for coaches? At the moment, no. Practically all of the coaches are in the community are students of Tori. So Tori has done a lot of accelerators. She has done one-on-ones in the past. So Mishan, I believe, was actually one person that Tori used to do one-on-ones with, which is really, really cool. Piero, another coach of ours, um, was Tori's editor, I believe. Correct me if I'm wrong. I'm not 100% sure. We've created this beautiful team of people that know the strategy, uh, like the back of our hands. Honestly, we've been utilizing for a long time, and everybody has like their track record to prove that we know the strategy and we're utilizing and we're profitable with it. So you can trust the coaches. You can trust the coaches because we've been doing it for. Some people have been doing it for longer than others, but we're all keeping like we're all profitable at the end of the day. Of course, Tori is the mentor. You should listen to Tori. Tori is going to guide you through the psychology and all of the different aspects of the strategy. We're here for like support you guys. We are your accountability partners. We are your supporters. We'll guide you through the ups and downs of the strategy. Yeah, this is pretty much it. So here we are presented with a beautiful setup after 2 losing trades. I'm going to take my stop loss and I'm going to put it here beneath this level. And this is so cool because now our worst case scenario is actually closing the trade in profit. Look at that. Look at that. How cool. How awesome. How pretty. We can finally take a breath. We're not losing money. Worst case scenario, we're gaining money. So, chef's kiss when this happens. And let's just let the trade play out. Let's just let it play out. Let me continue with the candles. Cool, cool, cool. Cool, cool, cool. We're not getting anxious. We're not getting anxious. And there we go. We close the trade in profit. Now, of course, here we're in a backtested environment. I feel like in a real life scenario, we maybe could have closed the trade a little bit early. We have taken decisions a little bit sharper, but now we're working with what we have. This was the third, I was about to say the third place, the third trade that we took. Third trade that we took. Wow. Let's continue. Maybe we're gonna place 5 trades in total in platinum and or maybe 4. We will see. And then I want to move on to another instrument if you have the time to do so, because I have no idea how much time we're in this live stream together. It doesn't seem like a lot, but I literally have no idea. Cool. So let's continue with the candles and let's progress. All right, all right, all right. So as of now, we want to delete this one. We want to delete this one. And let's track price steeper. If you're about to leave the live stream, or if you want to take just one key takeaway from the live stream, the key takeaway here is that we always, at all costs, no matter what, we want to protect what? You know the answer. We want to protect our capital. CAPITAL, I believe, yeah. We want to protect that for sure. A lot of you may asking, why are you wearing a hat? Nobody asked that, but I'm going to bring that up. Why are you wearing a hat? It's literally 2 a.m. in your house and it's pitch black. Why are you wearing a hat? The truth is, I've had a bad haircut. This is why I'm wearing a hat. All right. Absolutely. Our capital. Thank you so much for answering the question, Nels. Okay, cool. Cool, cool, cool. Let me readjust this one. Put it all the way down here. And continue. Let me delete this one as well. Awesome. Alrighty. Alrighty. I'm looking for the next 3 touch point trend line. As of now, we're not presented with a 3 touch point trend line. We have a point A here, we have a point B here. We're missing for the third touch point. So I'm looking for that in order for me to get into a position. Let's actually see, because this could be a really nice short setup. I'm not gonna lie, just because I trade gold and I trade like the German index, I always have a long bias. Uh, so in platinum, I feel like I have the long bias as well, but it doesn't make sense because I'm not trading the indices, or I'm not trading gold. So let me go ahead and take a look at the daily time frame again to kind of see what's up. Cool. And let's go back to the 4 hour. Awesome. We have point A here, point B. We don't have a 3 touch point trend line. So let's continue. Everybody has a long bias in gold, especially if you're trading the 4 hour time frame or like the daily. Imagine trading the daily. Your bias cannot be short because if you take a look at the chart, it just goes to the upside like crazy. I swear. Um, are we taking a short position here for funsies? Let's see. Oop. Let me go ahead and draw and paint that red. Cool. We have point A, point B, point C. Okay, cool. I feel like we are about to take a short position. Let's see how much money we're risking again before we take that. So stop loss around 6, 8. No, what am I saying? 863. One contract of platinum, stop loss 863. We're going to sell. Let's go. Oh my god. I put the stop loss in the profit target. Silly me. Okay, cool. Let's sell one contract of platinum. And maybe this is the last trade that we place in platinum. Maybe. We will see. Cool. Cool. Was there a level that we didn't recognize? I feel like that's the issue here. I'm not paying attention to the horizontal lines, to be honest, but let's see. Okay, okay. Boop. And it hit our stop loss once again. Disappointed, but not surprised. Let's continue. Let's place our last trade. So, the reason why I entered this one was because it seemed that we have multiple touchpoint trendline break, and I thought it was like a really possible for price to go all the way down to the support level. I mean, it still can go all the way down to the support level. Totally fair. The thing is that we are stuck again in this consolidation that we were earlier. So maybe I want to wait now for price to get out of it before actually placing a trade. I know, Gabriel, I know. I know. Uncle Mike doesn't have a stop loss, I guess. Pretty much he, and correct me if I'm wrong. So what he does is he practically mentions for you guys to risk as much money as you're comfortable with, something like that. So you're risking right off the bat the amount of money that you're comfortable, and the moment that you don't feel comfortable with the amount you see on the screen, if it's a drawdown, you pretty much close the trade. Is that correct? Something like that. For anyone that's also tuning in and is watching this backtesting session that is not the most successful one, but here's what is successful. We've placed 4 trades in total, and we're only down 1.5K. No, 4 trades, but 3 of them are losses, but we're down 1.5K. We were originally risking around 1.6, 1.5K in each trade. So for us to be in this type of drawdown with 3 losing trades, that's great risk management here, right? And again, our how can I say it? the way the price hits our stop loss or our take profits, just because we're in a simulated environment, they're just a tiny bit exaggerated. So let's continue, place our last trade, and maybe we can move on to another instrument. Cool, cool, cool. I'm going to delete this one. I'm going to readjust this line. Oh my gosh. There we go. Look at that. This trend line, this downward trend line has been respected so much. And we have 4 touch points on this one. Damn. Cool. How much data do we have on this trend line? A lot of data, 1 week's worth of data. So let me reposition all of our horizontal lines just so they make more sense. I feel like this one is a good area to put it. Hope you agree. Hope you guys agree. I have support here, support, 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 kinda, and support again. Maybe we can position it a little bit lower, something like that. But it seems accurate to me. We are presented with a downward trend line, multiple touch points. We have our upward trend line. So let's see. And this could possibly be the last trade that we place in Platinum. Let me go ahead and take a look at the horizontal levels again, because I feel like I'm not paying attention at all to those. Since we're progressing with the candles so quick, I'm literally not paying attention that much. Okay. Nope. Cool. Cool, cool, cool. Let's continue. Let's see what we got. All right. We finally have a 3 touch point trend line break, and this is the last trade that we're going to place on Platinum. So let me go ahead, get in with one contract, 822. Stop loss is at around 822. Oop, I pressed sell. God damn it. Sell. Stop loss. 822. Going to delete those. Okay. It seems that we have like this mini range here, which makes me feel a little bit uncomfortable. I'm gonna lie. Let's just take this trade for funsies and move on to the next instrument. Cool, 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 cool. And we're stuck in this mini consolidation, it seems like. And our stop loss is gonna get hit, I believe. I feel like I would have already closed this trade in a real life scenario. A lot of these trades I would have closed, especially when we identify that we're in consolidation. I would say the moment I feel uncomfortable, I tend to get out and pretty much cut the trade. For now, let's see how this trade evolves. Here's the thing. Here's the thing. Here's the thing. We got faked out here. This seems to be like an area of consolidation. The price is still in. Hopefully, it can continue to the upside. Let's take a look. All right. Boop. There we go. And we're minimizing our loss. The most important thing of trading. We can definitely come in steeper with another line here. There we go. And let this trade play out. Not gonna lie, I feel like this is a setup that it may end up in a losing trade, but I feel like this is a setup that I would have passed in a real life scenario, just because I feel a little bit uncomfortable with the consolidation here. This is an A plus setup. Yes, we have a multiple touch point trend line break, but just seeing like this candlesticks together, I feel like I would just have passed on this scenario. You always take A plus setups, or not all the time? And not always. So everybody has their own definition of their A plus setup. So an A plus setup for me, or when we refer to an A plus setup, is the 3 touch point trend line break. There are a lot of scenarios where I've taken the 2 touch point trend line break with double confirmation, and it has worked out perfectly fine. But in those scenarios, you want to make sure that the trend is your friend. You go with the trend. Cool. We're in this trade. What do? We track price steeper as it progresses. There we go. We adjust our lines and we continue. Come on. And again, in a scenario like this, let's say we are in profit. We're in profit. Look at that, guys. Oh, Sean. Hello there, Sean. Beautiful. We have Sean in the building. Hello there, everybody. Welcome. Nice to have Sean in the stream. I love that. So, we are in, again, real life scenario. I feel like I would have passed on this, or at least the first opportunity here, since we have the candlestick sandwich. This is how I call it. I stole it from someone in the community. Candlestick sandwich. We have candles next to each other, and I'm feeling a little bit uncomfortable. Maybe if we didn't enter here, let's see if this would have been a better scenario to enter. This would have been a valid 2 touch point trend line break. There we go. Now, let's stick to the plan. We entered this trade. We have our stop loss. So all of the trades that we placed, even though some of them, yeah, again, in a real life scenario, you'd never know if we're going to place it in. I would say it's also important to look at the news. So for example, in some of these trades, if there were some important news releases coming out, let's say we had like a Fed day, interest rates were announced, I wouldn't place these trades. However, here, I, I haven't checked it out, but I cannot see the news. So maybe some of them we would have passed. I would have passed on this one just because of the consolidation here, to be honest. So this, yeah, maybe the other break that happened here would have been a better scenario. Boop, boop, boop. So let's say that we are in this case, right? We enter long. Price goes into our favor. And this is something that Sean says all the time. Once price goes into our favor, what we want to do, the one thing that we want to do is track price steeper. Steeper. Just so we don't jeopardize any of our profits. Right now we're up $870. I'm not gonna lose those 1,000 bucks. And no freaking way. So I'm moving my stop loss underneath the dotted line of mine. At least I want to have it dotted. And I'm giving it plenty of wiggle room. And I'm continuing with the candles. Continuing. Cool, cool, cool. Love that. Love that for us. Let's go, Platinum. Let's go, my boy. I don't know, is Platinum a boy or a girl? I feel like I need to find some nicknames for the instruments I trade. For example, Tori Gold, GC. I think she refers to it as gold chain because of the initials. Platinum, what could platinum be? I don't know. Let's continue. Awesome. This would be this would have been a great scenario for us to close a trade right over here because price touched a higher time frame trend line. So we could close a trade right over here, right? Does that make sense? We could close the trade once this trend line breaks or once price touches a higher time frame trend line, just like this one. It goes all the way back. So it's valid, it's solid for us to just take this 1000. I'm gonna take the 1000, close the position. We ended this backtesting session 4 trades. I believe it was 4 losses and 2 wins, or 3 wins, or 2 wins. And I don't know. I don't know. You guys get that. Pepperoni. That's nice. And the L can stand for, I don't know. I have no idea. And we didn't do a correct decision by closing here. But I hope you guys understood the reason why I closed here. It was because of the higher time frame trend line. So there are a lot of scenarios when we're trading an instrument. So the scenario is, do we want to close at when price touches a horizontal line of ours at a higher time frame trend line? Once price reaches support or resistance, once it breaks the safety line of ours, a lot of scenarios, a lot of scenarios happening. So this kind of relies on you and your in the instrument that you're trading. If you have developed a relationship with the instrument that you're trading and you start seeing something, you know how much platinum moves and what's a normal move and what's not, you can pretty much go ahead and close the trade or open a trade and utilize your intuition. Now, let's say this example. Let's say that we were in the trade and we were presented with this 4-hour candle. I can see that relatively to previous price action, I could say that this is uh, a really, not a really big candle, but it is a big candle. This with one contract could easily be $1,000, right? So in a real life scenario, you just want to measure, okay, do I want to take the $1,000 in 4 hours? Do I consider this a big candle for me to take profit? All of the stuff, or if you want to utilize the safety line. If you want to stay for the entirety of the trend, right? So here we had multiple exits for us. We had this downward trend line here that we closed. We could close even here at the other downward trend line, or we could wait for the safety line to break. And I would say for you to find out which scenario works better for you, you really have to develop this relationship with the instrument. So for funsies, let's just continue and see if price of platinum bounces off of this trend line, if price of platinum goes all the way up, if it would have been a better scenario to utilize the safety line. So let's continue. I would say, okay, I would say when the move happens, because the whole concept is that we want to stay in for the entirety of the trade. I would say the safety line is better if we want to stay for the entirety of the trade. When the trade does explode into our favor, once price goes into our favor, this is our time to trust the safety line and pretty much capture as much movement as we can. So let's see. Cool, cool, cool. Awesome. So in this scenario, we should have trusted practically the safety line. We would have doubled, tripled our profits instead of closing at the downward trend line. So if you have like, let's say, a couple of trades, 10, 20 trades, what I would recommend is just going back to your TradeZilla or your trading journal and kind of observe and see how the trades played out, just so you can develop an intuition with the instrument and figure out, okay, maybe this month could have been better if I were to hold for that long, or if I were to utilize the horizontal lines instead of the safety lines. A lot of stuff here. Cool, cool, cool. Awesome. I feel like we do have time for one more instrument, and I would love for you guys to pick the instrument and the time frame. Please don't say the 5 minute time frame. I feel like I would lose my mind with a 5 minute time frame. Let's do maybe the 15 minutes. I don't know. You guys tell me. You can tell me whatever you want, whatever instrument you want that is available in TradeZella. We can go ahead and backtest it. Okay, so what did we learn from today, from the backtesting session in Platinum? I would say that a good lesson was that we should trust the safety line in the 4 hour time frame, at least from the trades that we've placed. We should trust the safety line. Let me get my charger real quick because things are not looking well. Gold 1 hour. Cool. Gold 1 hour. Let's do it. Let's do it. Gold 1 hour. Okay, let's create another session. Gold 15 minute. Let's do the 15 minute. Let's do the 15 minute. Create session. Gold 15 minute. How is the battery looking like? Futures. MGC. MGC. Somebody give me a year and a month. Boop. So, from the backtesting session we did today in Platinum, I would say I feel more confident once price goes into my favor to pretty much trust the safety line and hold. This is like the outcome. Of course, when we backtest, we want to make sure that we keep things more structured. So really cool, and this is for you guys to kind of like take what I say and implement it into your real life. I would say that when we backtest an instrument, let's say platinum, let's say that we want to backtest platinum. We started from 2021, I believe. I don't remember the year where we started. I would take things month by month. I would maybe backtest every single day for, let's say, 2 months worth of data in the 4 hour time frame. And in 6 days, I have backtested 1 year of platinum. Then when I have the data of the 1 year, I can go ahead and kind of export the data here in TradeZella. I can export the data and I can see it in a journal, uh, in a, how can I say it? In a calendar type of view. So, for example, let's choose this one, okay? The MYM. If we click at session results, which is awesome, you're gonna see you can see the data here from the trades that we've placed, right? So this is really cool. In this backtesting session, we placed 3 trades, 33% win rate, so 1 out of 3, and we ended up in profit. So this shows really, really good management, really, really good risk management in this backtesting session. Cool. And let's go back. And let's continue with the session. Oh, is this platinum? It is. Let's go with gold, 15-minute time frame. Gold, 15-minute time frame. I'm not not going to attach a playbook. Let's utilize micro gold. And let's start with a small account. Let's start with 6,000 US dollars. And let's go with April 2024. April 2024. April. Cool. Cool stuff. Okay. I'm going to click the end date and it's going to be today. But again, I would love for you guys to do this in a more structured way. So if we want to backtest 2024, let's start from January. January, February, March, etc., etc. Let's export all of the data. And been trading crude oil for 6 months now, and I can't seem to get a hang of it. I would say that crude oil has been faking everyone out, uh, at least from my experience. I'm not that. I'm not a friend of oil lately. I'm definitely not a big fan of oil lately. You should be really, really patient with the setup you take. Okay, let's create a session. Cool, 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 cool. How much time? For how much time are we live, guys? Truly want to know how much time we spend on this live stream. Alrighty, alrighty. So we're up more than 1 hour live. That's cool. Okay, let's place some trades in gold and call this a day. It's currently almost 3 in the morning in my time. So we're trading the 15-minute time frame. Oop. Come on. 15-minute time frame. I have deleted volume. I have deleted everything. Come on. All right, cool. All right. So we want to do our top-down analysis again here, right? We want to do our top-down analysis. Let me know how your day has been going. Like, I'm going to do the top-down analysis. It's going to take a while. Let me know about your day. Let me know about your life. When I meet my friends, I always ask them, from 1 to 10, how would you rate your life this year? Give me a number from 1 to 10. How would you rate 2025, everyone? I want to know, honestly. We don't have a lot of data here in oil. So let's track price steeper. I would say that my year has been a 10 out of 10. Can I say 10 out of 10? It seems that trading just clicks. Everything in my life just clicks a little better. I would say I'm not the most. I would love to be a little bit more social, but I am social when the opportunity arrives. But I would love like an adventure, to be honest. 11 out of 10. Love that. Horizontal level here for sure. And as of now, we don't have a downward trend line to work with. It seems that oil is just heading to the upside. So let's track price deeper. Cool, cool, cool. And let's work with what we have. Okay. Oh, we're in the weekly time frame. Damn. Didn't see that. We're in the weekly time frame. Let's go back to the daily. Awesome, awesome. Awesome, awesome. Wow. What a fun period to trade gold. What a fun period to trade gold here. We're on the daily. Let's move down to the 4 hour. I'm pretty sure we can draw some more upward trend lines in here. Yep, we can. And let's go down to the 1 hour. Alrighty, alrighty, alrighty. And let's finally, actually, since we're looking at the 1 hour, we're trading the 15 minutes, we're looking at the 1 hour, we could definitely just mark some horizontal level horizontal key horizontal levels here. So let me just do that real quick. Boop. One key horizontal level here. I would say another one here. Why not? Cool, cool, cool. Let's go to the 15-minute time frame. 15-minute time frame. Cool. Cool. All right. Do we have any objections as far as the horizontal lines are concerned, as far as pretty much everything is concerned here? Let me see. Okay. I'm going to put that here, and I feel like I could definitely have this as an added horizontal level. So 3 horizontal levels at the moment. Gold on the 15-minute time frame. This is going to be a challenge for me, guys. I feel like I've never backtested gold in the lower time frames, so this is something new, and it's honestly so fun. And maybe I can get another key takeaway here. If you're just tuning in, welcome. My name is Basil, and we are backtesting. It's French, the name. It's French. All right, cool. Of course, our bias is long. Price of gold has been moving to the moon. Do you draw the horizontal lines on the same time frame as you draw on the higher time frames? Do you draw the horizontal lines on the same time frame as you trade or higher time frames? I would say on the same time frame that we trade and a time frame higher. Of course, these levels can be subjective. So, for example, I have put my horizontal line here. If May, and I hope I pronounced the name correctly, if May puts the horizontal level here, that is also valid. As a rule of thumb, I want to capture the most amount of touch points possible, right? So I can see here and capture like the full range of motion of the price. So here we have resistance, but not on point, but we still have resistance. Here we have support on spot, support. So really important level. And here as well, we have resistance, support. A lot of things. This is how I've marked up the upward line and the downward line. Let's go ahead and take a look at the 1 hour. Okay. I feel like my bias is just to take long positions, not gonna lie. Let's see. Okay, cool. We can come in steeper with this line, probably. Come on. Boop. All right. Let's continue. Let me progress these candles a little bit quicker. Let me just put 2 minutes per second. So we're in the 15-minute time frame. It takes a couple of seconds for one candle to form, just so we can simulate realistic price action, I would say. Nice. The previous backtesting session ended up almost break even, I would say. But we had some good key takeaways. If we were to hold the last trade for longer, and if I felt confident in this trade, to be honest, it would have been in great profit. So this is probably a key takeaway I will take from today's session. And I will backtest it again to kind of see, to always trust the safety line, especially on the higher time frames. We can see that this trend line here is being respected. That's nice. In this scenario, now that we're backtesting gold, we're working only with a 6K account. So I want to simulate in a relatively small account how we can navigate the charts, right? Are we taking short positions here? Let me know, guys. Are we taking short positions? Would you take short positions in this scenario? The break of this upward trend line. And I'm gonna wait for the answers to pop, to show up on the screen. I'm gonna wait. So here we have a 2 touch point. Actually, it's a 3 touch point trend line break on the 15-minute time frame. Point A here, point B, point C, and it seems that price rolls over. It just seems that price rolls over and it's heading to the downside. Cool. I feel like I wouldn't take this personally. I mean, there's a high chance the price reaches this horizontal level, but I feel like my bias is for a long position. I want to take a long position before I take a short one. Yeah, not sure. If we're not sure, let's just pass up on it. This is the magic of trading. We can pass up on the trade and not really pay attention to it. Cool, cool, cool. Let me see if I can track price deeper with a downward trend line. Okay, we got it. We got it. We got it. Alrighty. Let me readjust this one real quick. Actually, no, not yet. Maybe I can put it here. All right. It would be awesome to see price reversing off of the horizontal level that we marked up. So price literally came all the way down to the horizontal line that we've drawn based off of previous data, and now it seems to be reversing on this exact level, which is really, really cool. Let's see if we have a low risk break of this trend line, and maybe we can engage in a long position. All right. Candles are moving slow. I'm imagining that on the 15-minute time frame, things can look more snappy and maybe, I don't know. I don't know what I was trying to say, to be honest. Okay. Come on, come on, come on. Ideally, what I would love to happen is something like that. Of course, this is like the best case scenario. Price is not going to move that aesthetically, but let's continue and see. Let me get that out of the way. I feel like I need another touch point on this downward trend line before the break so I can take a long position, if I am about to take a long position. Hmm. Let me readjust this line real quick. Cool. And let's continue. Damn. Okay. We're entering this territory now. This territory. Cool. I'm definitely ignoring the horizontal levels here. So let me pause real quick and kind of observe where we can put a support line. I would say a really good support line would be actually here. Let me drag and drop this one. This is the most recent low, I would say. And when we look at previous data, it seems that it matches with other data. So I would say this is a really accurate one. Let me delete this thing. Cool. And let's see. Let's see. Seems that we are about to break this downward trend line. Okay, cool. We did. Are we taking a long position? I would definitely wait for price to maybe get above this level for me to place a long position. Probably because it's really possible the price will bounce off it. So I want to get this double confirmation to kind of feel more secure, let's say. And we're seeing that if we were to take this break here, this it wouldn't be like the best scenario here. Um, it wouldn't be a super quality setup just because okay, we do have multiple touch points on this downward trend line, but there was a support level above that. And for me to feel more confident to take it to get into the trade, maybe I would want this horizontal line to break as well for me to engage in a long position. What time frame did you start trading with, or has it been the 4 hour? To be honest, I feel like I was influenced by Tori. I was watching Tori's journey on when she was a day trader and then she made the switch to the 4 hour. So at first I was trying the lower time frames. I was trying crypto, to be honest. I started off with Binance and by trading what's the meme coin of Elon Musk? What's the meme coin? I cannot remember. Doji? I was trading Doji. I was trading Doji, if it's called Doji. I was trading BTC. I was trading Ethereum. Um, and I was trading the Binance coin, to be honest. Not gonna lie. I was trading that as well. So I would say that it's not for the faint of heart, especially on the lower time frames, because 1 second something happens, and the very next second, the price of a meme coin or like Bitcoin just explodes within 1 second. So sometimes it's really, really hard to catch the move. I would say that Doji, yeah, probably it's Doji. I would say that crypto moves a little bit, it's a little bit more volatile. And if you prefer that, if you like this kind of style, this trading style, that's great. Um, I prefer futures and some of the instruments uh, that, yeah, futures do not move that aggressively. Okay, Michelle didn't know that. Michelle, I'm impressed you're still here with us. Trading gold. Trading gold. Let's see how this freaking trade is gonna play out. God damn it. All right. If you are trading the bounce, that would have been a great opportunity to place a bounce trade here. Let me progress with the candles real quick, because it seems that it's gonna take an eternity for us to get a reversal here. All right, all right, all right. Awesome, awesome, awesome. Oop, oop, oop. What was that? What was that? Let's see. What's going on? Are we gonna have a double confirmation? Are we? Gold said, nope, we're not gonna have a double confirmation. I'm gonna go to the downside. I'm gonna go to hell. Look at that. Look at that. Let me draw a horizontal line here. Why not? Boop, over here. Cool, cool stuff. Let's continue. Okay. I would say it's really possible for price to reach this horizontal level and then reverse. Now that we're looking at price of gold, maybe we could have taken a short position, especially once price rejected this key horizontal level. I didn't even think about it at the time. Oop, platinum is moving. Okay. And let's see what we got. Let's see what we got. Okay. We could definitely come in steeper. Oh my gosh, where is the point A? Point A here. Point B here. Let me drag that real quick. Cool. All right. It's really, really possible for price to reach all the way down, to be honest, and then reverse. We will see. I feel like it's too late for me to place a short position. A good scenario would have been maybe placing it here once the trend line broke, but let's continue. Cool, cool, cool. Now this would indicate a short position. This would indicate a short position. Again, I wouldn't hold it for long. Let's just place it for fun, right? Let's just place it for fun. I feel like I wouldn't take that in real life. Let's just place it for fun and kind of see. Let's say we're scalping. Let's say we are scalping. Let's go down even maybe to the 5-minute time frame. Let's see how this one would have played out. Oh my gosh. Things look crazy here on the 5-minute. I don't even understand where this line is coming from in the 5-minute time frame. Okay. 15-minute time frame makes more sense. Let me just go in with one contract. Sell. And let's see. Closing this trade. Actually, let's give it some more wiggle room. Cool. Love that. Look at that. On spot. Let's take this 60 bucks. Let's close our position. Awesome. Now I'm going to adjust that here. Going to adjust that here. We have a 3 touch point trend line on the 15-minute time frame. Oop. And let's see what we got. What we got. This is okay, look at that. This is an area where price touched on spot multiple times and then reversed. So what I'm thinking is that we could see a reversal potentially since price reached this level. Hope we will. Hope we will. But let's see. Cool. It is breaking our trend line. Let's enter. Feeling cocky. 2 contracts. I feel like we could handle that with a 6K account. Let's calculate the risk real quick. 2335. 2335. Number of contracts 2. Our stop loss is at 2335. Let's go. We're risking only 200 bucks. How much is that percentage wise for a 6K account? I cannot do the math. If we add one more contract, 300 bucks for a 6K account, is that 5%? 5%? Let's just go with 2. Awesome, awesome, awesome. Cool, cool, cool. Let me close that real quick. And we are going. We are not going. Where are we going? My small account is screaming at 200 bucks. Let's see. I'm gonna let it stagnate. I'm gonna let it here. Cool. This is such a cool. Oh, this is such a cool thing. So we were in consolidation for a lot of time. For a lot of time, guys. Look at that. I'm pretty sure that someone that trades a 15-minute time frame and is in this trade for 3 hours is gonna freak out. But we have to trust the strategy. 5%. Thank you, Sean. We have to trust the strategy. Price has progressed into our favor. What can we do now? What can we do now? You know the answer. Track it steeper. I don't even know where this line is coming from. Okay. Let's do something like that at the moment. See if it stands or not. Okay, cool. Let's continue. And we are, whoop. Oh my gosh. We are adjusting our lines here. Cool. Oop, we're sweating. We're sweating. We are sweating at the moment. Let me delete this one. We're trusting the OG line. Let's see if the OG is going to hold some weight. I'm going to move my stop loss all the way up here. Oh my gosh. Okay, cool. Didn't work out. I was scared. This candle just went out of the screen. This candle just exploded. Not into our favor. But look at that. Look at that. Minus 79. And we didn't even track price that steep. We could have closed break even if we were to follow the less steep line. But look at that. Our original loss was 200 bucks. We ended up with an 80 bucks loss. So again, great risk management. Just like the previous trades, we had a lot of losing trades, but great risk management. And if we were to hold in the 4-hour time frame platinum, we would have been in a great winning position. Um, how much of data do you look at the 15-minute time frame? I know Tori mentioned at least weeks worth of data for the 4 hour. This is for the 4 hour though. This is for the 4 hour, right? So for the 4 hour, when we look at the 4 hour time frame, 1 week's worth of data is around 30 to 40 candles. 30 to 40 candles. So I try to apply that in any time frame. So when we're looking at the 15-minute, the 30-minute, the 1 hour, we want to have at least 30 candles, I would say. This does not mean that if we have, let's say, 20 candles, the trade is not going to work out. But the more data, the better. So let's make sure at least that our data is sufficient. Cool. Cool. And we are heading to the downside. I'm going to take this downward trend line and maybe put it here and continue. We've placed one trade. Let's place one more in the, what time frame are we? In the 15-minute time frame gold. And let's call it a day, because it's getting really, really late in my location, guys. Maybe next time we can dive into some real trade zealot data. In my previous live stream, I analyzed my best trades. So I journaled my best trades, my best 3 trades, and then we took a look at the whole trade Zella. So if you're interested in that, I feel like it was such a cool live stream, analyzing real trades, real data that happened some while back. Make sure to check that out. I feel like you guys would love it. And the next time we do a backtest session is going to be a more structured one. Maybe we can go ahead and tackle platinum again. Tackle platinum and follow the safety line of ours to the T, to the absolute T, instead of closing our trades. But we ended up with a small profit though. Not mad at that at all. Let me check. Okay. Okay, a lot of data in this trend line. Let me go to the 1 hour. Kind of observe real quick what's going on. Cool. Let me delete that. Let me adjust that real quick over here. There we go. There we go. Honestly, this could have been a great short setup. Let me check. Okay. Boop. Let's see if the trend line breaks so we can take a short position again and kind of follow the trend here. Alrighty. Alright, ladies and gentlemen, we're getting ready for a break. We are entering with one contract short. And let's see how much money we're risking, by the way. One contract short. And our stop loss is going to go to the other side of this safety line, 2330. Stop loss, 2330. Risking 200 bucks. Let's sell. Let's get going. We are in this trade. I don't know if you guys noticed, but I slowed down the speed of the candles to make it even more exciting. Or not that exciting. Safety line broke. Let's continue. I'm going to delete this one. I'm going to place one more trade. Let's take a look. Let's take a look. It's fun trading the 15-minute time frame, to be honest, and looking at the candles progress that slow. Honestly, kind of fun. Let me see. Okay. Are we taking a long position? Here I would say no because it's a high risk setup. So I wouldn't take a long position. Okay, let me delete this line. It seems that it doesn't hold that much weight. And let's readjust this one to here. And let's see when the next setup appears. Okay. Let me progress real quick. It's getting late, everyone. I'm so sorry. The brain capacity is not the brain is not braining, to be honest, at this time. Let me charge my phone real quick. Let me charge my phone real freaking quick. All right. We are back. Oh, this is not the correct charger. Never mind. Either we're dying from battery or I don't know. I don't know what I was trying to say. Excuse me for the bad commentary. So, point A here, point B here. Come on. Give us a 3 touch point trend line so we can place a trade. Let me continue with the candles real quick. Oh, I'm in the 1 hour time frame, everybody. I'm in the 1 hour time frame this whole time. Now we're in the 15-minute. Okay, okay, okay. Okay. Adjusting that, point B here. Third point, no, not really. Not really. Let me delete this one. We don't need it anymore. Let's track price steeper. What we got in here. Okay, we are presented with a short position. Are we taking the short? I would personally pass up on the short. I can identify a horizontal line here, another one here. So we're stuck in consolidation, to be honest. It seems that we're stuck in consolidation. Okay, all right. Awesome. This trend line with respect to the T, that's nice to see. Let's place a trade. Let's just buy. How much money are we risking with this one? Stop loss. Then put it here. Oh, 191. Let's go. We are in this trade. Why we got in? 3 touch point trend line break. Point A here, point B here, third point here. Oh my gosh. I should have tracked price deeper. I didn't. Let's continue with the candles at this point. Cool. Now, what we can do, since we give a ton of wiggle room, scenario number one person could have closed the trade here with a small profit. If you're feeling like you want to give this trade plenty of wiggle room, and this all depends to you and your risk management, right? We could simply let the stop loss do its thing and kind of trust this OG line that we have. I like working with OG lines, especially in the 4-hour time frame. The more data, the better. And this line has a ton of data. It goes all the way back. Now the price has moved a tiny bit into our favor. What we can do is track price deeper utilizing this point B. So I'm gonna move this and gonna paint this green and pretty much start moving our stop loss to the upside, just so we can minimize our risk. Just curious, why didn't you wait for double confirmation before placing the trade? Great question. I would say that since we were working with 3 touchpoint trail line breaks, the double confirmation is not required for me, to be honest. And if we were to wait for the double confirmation here, this would have been we practically need to pass up on the trade. If we were to wait for price to go all the way up here, we had to pass up on the trade because it would have been high risk. The difference between the the distance between the downward trend line and the horizontal line is too big. This is too big. So I would pass up on the trade. Since we're working with a trend line break, um, I felt okay placing the trade without the double confirmation. We're giving this trade a ton of wiggle room, not gonna lie, a ton of wiggle room, everybody. And some of these lines need adjustment, but the mental capacity is not mentaling at the moment. We haven't taken a look at the 1 hour in ages. We should have taken also a look at the 4 hour. Of course, when we are in a real life scenario, we're constantly looking at higher time frames. In this scenario, we just stayed on the 15-minute. We married the 15-minute. I mean, price has intersected so many times. And let me check my battery. Okay. With this level, this horizontal level, it seems that it doesn't hold much weight anymore. So we should definitely adjust it or delete it at this point. Uh, let's keep it here. Cool. So now we can track price even steeper. And this is the moment everybody has been waiting for. We can drag our stop loss into take profit, into into profit, into take profit. So we can take this one and put it all the way here. So worst case scenario, we're ending our trade with 25 bucks. How cool is that? How cool is that? And we're just letting it play out. I'm going to delete this line. This line doesn't hold much weight anymore. So we entered here because of the three touch point trend line break. We pretty much trusted the OG lines. We gave wiggle room. And then we had the ability to track price steeper as it progressed. Let's see if it goes into our favor or not. Awesome. Awesome. Cool. Cool, cool, cool. Now, when we look at this trade, because we're trading on the 50-minute time frame, you expect the trade to close on the 15-minute time frame, like within one day. Not in this scenario. The trend lines told us hold, truly hold. We opened this trade 25th of April, 10 in the morning, and right now it's 10 in the morning, 26th. So we're holding this trade for one whole day, 24 hours. I don't think that a lot of people have the capacity to hold for one day, especially on a lower time frame, right? Especially on the 15-minute time frame. I feel like most people would have closed here, would have done something like that, and would have closed with a small profit here. But we said, nope, let's trust the lines. We're okay with the risk. Let's hold. Let's wait and see. Now we can move the stop loss even further to the upside. So now, worst case scenario, we're ending with 91 bucks. How cool. Okay, we're holding, we're holding. We're tracking price deeper. There we go. And let's continue. Now, in this scenario, look at the distance between our current safety line and price. We want to take advantage of that. We want to capitalize on this move. So we come in steeper since we have the opportunity to do so, right? Okay, 4% battery left. Now, again, we could have closed here at the horizontal level, completely up to you. I feel like we would have felt exhausted at that point. We would want to close the trade, so it would be fair for us to close the trade here at another horizontal level instead of waiting for the safety line. For now, I'm just waiting for the safety line to close, to to get crossed. Yeah, if that makes sense. Okay, this one deleted. I'm going to drag my stop loss really tightly here. and see if our stop loss gets hit or not. It didn't. It didn't. Now it did. Awesome. Again, when price reached that level, would have been another indication for us to close. We didn't have the chance to do so, but we closed our trade. Let me see if I can see open position, close positions with 167 bucks worth of profit. Cool, cool to see. 4 trades in total, and we're minus 64 bucks in this backtest session with 4 trades. All right, I will practically close this backtesting session here. Thank you guys for tuning in and for staying with me. 4 in the morning trading. Love that you guys were here with me. The first backtesting session ended up being profitable. The next one, 4 trades, 2 wins, 2 losses. I will definitely be doing that again, trying backtesting in a more structured way and trying out different instruments, different time frames to kind of see uh, the strategy in action. And because I want to put the work in and I want to practice with backtesting, I feel like it's really fun to do that live. And maybe another idea for a live stream next is to kind of observe TradeZella stats, to kind of observe. Last time I did the winning trades, maybe I can do the losing trades because I have identified some patterns in the losing trades, some interesting, cool stuff that made me take decisions in my trading. But again, for the next live stream. Thank you so much for hopping into this one and have a good one. Bye bye, everyone. See ya.